Welcome to your Barbados Today evening news update for Thursday, August 5th. The Congress of Trade Unions and Staff Associations of Barbados is concerned about what it says is government's haste in moving the country to Republican status, and it's calling on all sectors of society to speak out against the rushed move. CTUSAB's General Secretary Dennis Pisa insists that any changes to the island's constitution cannot be taken lightly or for granted and should be the subject of intense consultation with all stakeholders and the people of Barbados. 2 houses have been destroyed and 2 others damaged in separate fires in 2 constituencies. No one was injured. The first blaze occurred just after midnight at Barbados Road, Fitz Village, St. James. The residence of 75-year-old Reginald Best, which 3 people occupied, was gutted by fire. A car was also destroyed and a second house damaged. Best said fire officials were quick to respond to the fire, but it was too late.
A blaze came through the top and quick time so everything was down flat. And that's all I could tell you. I see the blaze come in and quick time so the fire trucks and so on, they tore the day in a hurry. That's for certain. But when they come, everything they down too. But the blaze, the fire start from in the roof. I don't know what the cause that at all. Right in the roof in the top. So I don't know what could have happened or what really caused it. We didn't get somewhere now, I'll look for somewhere now until we get a rebuild.
Constituency Assistant for the area, Linda Griffith, was at the scene offering moral support.
I've known Mr. Best for probably 30 plus years, and in my capacity of working with Mr. Simmons, I'm here this morning to give our kind regards and support to Mr. Best. And in our utmost ability, we will try as much as we can to give him the moral support that he needs at this present moment to make sure he's taken care of and have some place to rest and be at peace tonight.
The second fire occurred around 1 o'clock this afternoon at Savannah Road, Bushall, St. Michael, where the unoccupied house belonging to 66-year-old Anthony Gall was also gutted by fire, while another was damaged.
I moved from here over a year ago, but they had some electrical things in there like radios, TVs, stuff like that, microwaves, that I would come and get and carry out to fix, right? And I was home, just getting, from doing some work. When I get home now, a little while after, a little man from in the area come and tell me the house on fire. So I say, on fire? I mean, electricity was turned off, I pull out the fuse boxes over a year ago and turn off the water because the bills was very high. Right? And I had my fridge in there, beds and some of my clothes and furniture and stuff like that. Everything gone, So that, it shocked me.
Fire Officer Patrick Edwards, who is acting divisional officer at the Central Division, responded to the blaze with 6 other colleagues and 2 water tenders from the Bridgetown Fire Station.
But as I said before, the one is completely destroyed and the next one, I will say that at this particular point it is not livable. I have made recommendations that the person should really seek alternative accommodation until we are sure that it will be okay for them to occupy the house after some degree of security and repairs.
MP for the area, Arthur Holder, was also at the scene.
I spoke to the owner of the house. I am waiting now for the 2 tenants of the house that have been displaced to see how we can assist them in getting shelter for tonight. Well, going forward, obviously, we will have to contact the welfare authorities, etc., to see what can be done to host the 2 persons who have been displaced. However, the employers of one of the tenants, he spoke to the owner of the property and myself, and indicated that he's going to see if he can accommodate them at short notice.
In other news, police have identified the female body discovered at Beckwith Street, St. Michael, as that of 44-year-old Jamaican Odif Antoinette Nicole Enriquez. Her naked body was discovered on Monday, August 2nd, in the yard of an abandoned house. Lawmen say she was staying at a residence in the Nelson Street area. Officials of the COVID-19 monitoring unit are praising Barbadians for their high level of compliance with public health protocols over the long bank holiday weekend. However, head of the unit, Ronald Chapman, told Barbados Today his department is currently investigating a number of events.
There was one particular event that we are presently investigating. That is, there was some sort of crop over event, or I don't know what I can't categorize it right now, but it was an event at what appears to be Bushy Park over the weekend. So we are looking into that, and our investigations are ongoing where that is concerned. But as I said, overall, compliance was good, and we just want to commend Barbadians for the level of compliance we've seen.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
On the regional front, St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves had to receive treatment after being injured in the head during protests in the capital on Thursday. Reports out of the country indicate that the PM was hit by an object thrown by a demonstrator who was among a large crowd protesting proposed changes to the Public Health Act. The act seeks to remove the word voluntary from a section of the law that speaks to vaccination against an illness that triggers the declaration of a public health emergency, such as COVID-19. The Prime Minister was on his way back to Parliament, where the amendments were scheduled to be debated on Thursday when the incident occurred. A fast-spreading wildfire has forced thousands of people to flee from their homes. More from Reuters.
A towering plume of smoke and flames visible from space as a fast-moving wildfire burned homes and forced thousands to evacuate in Northern California. The so-called river fire scorched at least 1,400 acres in two heavily wooded counties northeast of Sacramento. And according to fire officials, 1,000 acres burned within the first 2 hours of the fire starting on Wednesday. Some residents said they evacuated their homes even before the official warning came because the blaze was spreading so quickly. Making matters worse, the river fire was less than 100 miles from the Dixie Fire. That wildfire has consumed 278,000 acres and was only 35% contained 3 weeks after it started. But officials were hoping some cooler weather and a reversal of the wind direction would help efforts in containing the river fire. California is grappling with the state's worst drought since 1977, and with more than a dozen wildfires burning, California is on pace for even more burnt acreage this year than last year, which was the worst fire season on record.
That's news. But for the very latest, visit us at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. And you can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.